What do I see? Oh, looks like these guys are jumping right into it. Jesus Christ.
All right, cool. Oh, I'm so happy. I was so afraid that it was gonna crash like as we were talking, and then I ruined the stream and everyone unsubbed. But thank God we get to be here.
Yeah, no worries. So I gotta worry on updating this overlay. Nico, what can you tell us? What is Peach looking to do, and like how good is this matchup for Peach?
So I think that the opinion on this matchup has changed quite a bit recently. I think people used to think that like Peach Sheik was kind of even, but I think more and more Peaches are starting to agree that this is one of her harder matchups. Because I think one thing that makes Peach really good is the fact that she can kind of do like full cancel aerials into down smash on shield, but it never shield pokes Sheik, and if you do the grab mix up, then you get no follow up. So for that reason, I think that people are starting to think it's like it's getting harder and harder. I think Falcon is looking easier compared to this. I think like Sheik just kind of wins the attrition game, and like Peach doesn't really have a bunch of big openings. And Jflex is super experienced in this matchup. I've pretty much been his practice partner since I was like a little kid, and he's always done well versus Peach. And he also has Wally practice. So actually, I think these two are both like kind of specialists at this, especially since like Polish plays with Juice Box.
Yeah.
Ooh, that up smash was nuts.
Yeah, so you're gonna, especially having a lot of experience playing against Jflex, you're gonna have to point out if you see anything that you probably wouldn't see on the level 1 of these characters facing up, something deeper that these two might be doing here.
Right.
Look,
nice jab. I think a space jab from Sheik is amazing.
Oh, just got clipped by one of those needles, but Polish is able to continue there. Yeah. Gonna have to keep an eye on. Jflex was getting, in the previous match we saw on stream, he was getting a lot off mixing up these recoveries and finding different ways to sneak back in. So let's see if Polish is not letting him off the edge there. Yeah, let's see how Polish is able to edge guard these situations. Right,
one thing I think that Jflex is really good at is holding the lead, but in terms of making comebacks, I think it's probably like one of his weaker sides. I think sometimes he'll like attack from too far with like a dash attack or something like that. So I like what I'm currently seeing. I think when he's playing his best, that's when he's like slowly taking stage, as opposed to like doing run up down smash, run up dash attack, run up grab.
Are you saying that he gets a little antsy when he's behind with options like that? Yeah,
absolutely.
Seems like he's doing a great job of trying to claw this comeback back here, especially with those needles during that edge guard situation earlier. But let's see. Peach does like trading. Just floating up there. All right.
Okay. Both just kind of like looking for projectiles. Ooh, you see like that dash dance grab I think is super greedy by Jflex. I think the way you want to beat Peach is kind of like just doing a bunch of well-spaced aerials, and then once she's on the ground, you kind of want to go for a grab. And I think that if he's trying to, you see that dash attack where he was just kind of in the air, he's trying to predict Peach falling down with aerials, but I think that can be really hard with so many different float timings and heights. You know, that turned up was amazing.
Yeah, that was a really nice snipe there to close out that stock real early, and Polish has got a real nice lead here in game 1. I believe loser this gets 4th. So this is very deep bracket matchup, real tight between these two.
Ooh, nice down smash.
Okay.
The edge guarding is so huge in this matchup. I would say that Sheik has one of the better edge guards on Peach because the down smash.
Yeah, that was so surprised it clipped him all the way out there. Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's one thing about Sheik too, that she can actually duck Peach's grabs. So on top of the grab not really having much of a punish, if you do try to grab certain like positions from Sheik, it just doesn't work.
All right, nice there. We've been seeing, I'm curious about that. We've been seeing Polish do a lot of that Toad to stop momentum. Is it as good as it seems like he thinks it is?
So basically you want to do the Toad because it gives you kind of like a higher vertical essentially. So you go up higher, and that allows you to float in parasol. It's less of a like get out of hit stun thing as opposed to like a boost my recovery time.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, that was the
really
first
good for like deep off stage.
Yeah, all right. But we're back to pretty much even here. Jflex, see what he can get off this grab. Gets the tech chase on the platform. Follows it up. That was a nice 62 there, and continuing to keep it going, holding this advantage. And like you said before, doing a really great job at holding center stage, not letting, even when Polish is getting back, he's making sure he doesn't let him anywhere near the center.
Nice. Ooh. Yeah, I think one thing, I hope I don't jinx it, but I think Sheik is really good at not getting reversaled on the edge. Guards, no!
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that should
Slap?
be it.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Oh, and Nico, if you're a little bit, it seems like you might be a tiny bit behind. If it jumps for you, if you hit tab, it'll speed it up to where the game is.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah, it looks like you were like a tiny bit behind me. Cool. Yeah, no problem. But yeah, that's going to be game 1 for Jflex. After being on his back foot, he kind of brings it back and finishes out that one real strong.
Yeah, I think that we saw early on that Jflex was starting to like fish for grabs. Like I think when you have a Peach player to practice with, like so for example he plays with Wally, you kind of get used to a certain player's timings, and then when you play a new Peach or like a new player of the character that you usually practice with, they have completely different timings. And so like you usually think that you like know a character, but it could just be that you know a player. So I think Jflex made the adaptation. He's like, okay, this is not Wally I'm playing, this isn't Ryobi, this is a different Peach. I have to readapt my game plan. And he went from like the grab style to more of like the aerial style.
It makes a lot of sense. Wonder. So where would you expect Polish to go from this counter pick? I wonder what's taking him so long to figure this one out.
I'm thinking he's gonna go FD or Fountain. So Fountain is like the Sheik is really good. Like Sheik is really good at running away from me. I kind of need to get closer and make the big combos happen. That's like the Fountain pick. And then FD is just like the straight neutral. You kind of like abuse the fact that she can't land on any platforms and you beat her on the ground. Yeah. I would say FD is probably the better pick, but in this matchup, I would say there's no stage outside of maybe Yoshi's for Sheik that's like glaringly that character's favorite.
Yeah, and it's looking like we saw Jflex switch over to the Fox to play against Michael. It's looking, as he mentioned in the chat about going over to Smash DJ the Airfire, it looks like depending on the stage, we might see a character switch here from Jflex.
Oh, maybe like a Stadium into Fox pick? Stadium is kind of like a different, like, FD. Yeah. Back.
Yeah, running it back to bats.
Also, quick question.
Yeah.
You said to use tab if I'm behind. How do I know if I'm behind, or you just want to like let me?
Yeah, if you see like a little bit of like hesitation, the thing chops up for a bit. You just, and you can always just like hit tab to see if it needs to be caught up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Because there's a bit of a lag there.
Pressing tab just doesn't do anything. I could just keep doing it.
Yeah, you can just keep on doing it if you think you're behind. If it's all caught up, it'll just bring you to nothing will happen.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Here we go. Off to a lot of trades back and forth to start off this game too. Not really in anyone's favor just quite yet, but Jflex is looking to maybe finish off this edge guard. Oh, does not get the grab there. All right. Okay, taking his time.
Yeah, I think I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but I think that Sheik, like the hardest thing is just to get when she's edge guarding Peach, one of her best assets is she doesn't get reversaled. Like if Fox jumps out there, sometimes the Peach will like cheese him with a hair soul. Like that doesn't happen to Sheik because like back air is so huge, needles can kind of distance her out. And so for that reason, there's like usually no trades if you play it cleanly, which is what Jflex is definitely.
Yeah, he's been doing a great job at like you said. Once he started feeling out those rhythms that are particular to the Polish, particular the Polish Peach, he's doing a little bit better. Let's see if he's able to get anything off this. Looking like the beam sword's getting a little bit in his head right now. Yeah, he just throws it away as Jflex continues to press this lead, get more and more.
I definitely say that like there's sometimes you pull like a different turnip that you don't want. And some people are like, oh, it's a beam sword, it's like better, or like, oh, it's a Saturn, like how are you going to use it? It kind of just throws you off sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, that turnip edge guard was sick.
What was Fiction tweeting about that? I guess that's a bad way to start a sentence, but about if Peach only picked Winky Faces, she'd be worse or something to that effect. An interesting.
I think yeah, I think she'd be like probably worse, but I think that at least it's like consistent and you know what would happen, as opposed to like Stitch Bomb comes out, you just like panic for it. Like, oh, I don't want to get this like reversaled on me.
Yeah, but it's looking like Jflex is doing a really good job. Just once he figured out whatever it was in that game one, he's just been continuing to own this. But Polish is going to go out there and get that edge guard. Don't think he's got a chance to get back. All right.
Yeah, I think Polish has been really consistent on the edge guards. I think it's just the hard part is like getting him from like that 0 to 40% where like Jflex can still crouch cancel and thinking about like what he can do.
All right, and that's going to be, oh, not getting anything off there. Down through nothing. Not really getting punished too hard for it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And I think like even though Polish has all the Sheik experience, I think it's so different from like how Juicebox played. I don't know if you've ever seen him play, but he's like super fast moving, lots of dash dances. Like he's like always pressing a lot of buttons, and Jflex is like all about slow platform camping movement into like one burst of aggression like every 30 seconds.
Yeah, so we might be seeing Jflex is making that adaptation, and now Polish, the kind of the balls in his court to make this adaptation. It seems like Jflex is figuring it out more than quickly than Polish is, and he's just gonna hang on this ledge for a little bit, see if he can, yeah, get back no problem.
Yeah, one thing I think I'd like to see from Polish. Oh, he tried to steal the ledge from him. That's crazy.
Ooh, and that's gonna do.
He's trying to move fast on net play.
That's trying to play melee on net play. That's just a mistake. This is not melee.
Yeah. I was like, dude, chill. I think we could definitely see some more turnips from Polish. Like, I think Jflex is giving him a lot of time to just like play patient and decide his game, and I think he's not like adapting to. Oh my God, that's
gonna do it. I think it was a little in his head after that up tilt, up tilt, up tilt under that platform. That's going to do it. Jflex goes up 2-0. Polish says good stuff in the chat. I don't know how much tinge of sarcasm that might be there. But no matter...
No, Polish is like... He's like positive to a fault. Like, that dude is so positive. Like, if he loses, he's just... Wow, I've never been outplayed so hard in my life. Like, I really need to just think about things. Well, other people are like, man, fuck. He definitely has never said that. He's like... I think the game just told me more about myself than I ever figured out. And I'm just like, dude, you SD'd at 0. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think the game told you that.
Well, let's hope he pulls that conch up to his ear and hears something good that will give him 3 game wins in a row, because he's going to need to figure out something here. That grab is looking nice, but not getting much more off that. Runs all the way over to get him. Yeah. Weird dare from the edge, but he's able to get back, no problem.
Oh, down smash on the platform. I don't know. Well, I would like to see just one turn. And mind you, as a button pushing Peach, I also never pull turnip, so it's okay. I also feel like I'm talking to myself when I say pull turnip. Because it's like, I think the reason that Peaches like are afraid to pull turnip sometimes, because it's like, it's usually just like 8% at a time, you know? There's no big hits. You don't get your down smash or dash attack when you do the turnip game. But when a Sheik is playing this style of like really slow and methodical, I think that's the type of thing they're trying to do. You know, you kind of have to meet them halfway until you get the lead, of course, and then you can kind of like feel more aggressive.
Ooh, nice edge guard there, yeah.
Yeah, he has like so many different edge guards for Sheik. I'm really impressed.
Yeah.
If you could just win like low percent neutral a little bit more, I think this is definitely different. And also, like, I think recovery is probably something he can work with.
Oh, wow, he's going to get back from that. That was nuts. Now he's not able to get those easy Sheik confirms. Maybe an up air will rip it? Okay, nah. All right, what's he got?
Oh, that down tilt was amazing.
Ooh.
Oh, this is nuts.
Wow.
Holy.
Maybe the game did tell him something. Maybe you're right, Nico.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, he's just so positivity out of his mind. He's like, wow, like this beautiful set me and my opponent are having. I'm really learning about myself. Like, he's probably going to tweet something like that.
Plus.
He's just so positive. Shouts to him. Meanwhile, I'm like, man, I hate Jflex. I hate Sheik.
Up there, an interesting option there. If he's able to clean up the sequence, it's going to work out. Yeah.
I was just so free.
There's so many, but especially on netplay, where it's just like, I don't want to be here. You've seen this so often. I don't want to be there. Watching it hurts.
Dude, if this is me on netplay, I would just never wave dash. I'm too afraid to press any buttons on this.
All right, will he be able to sneak his way back in? Not what you want to see there. And we're back to even.
That sucks. Like, dying at 90 is Peach is just like SDing at 40 is Fox. It's just like,
Peach dies early.
Oh, the spacing around the nair, but then he tried to greedy punish.
Nice 30 off that grab. Yeah. Ooh, slap. What's he able to get off the slap? Just sits there, waits.
And one thing that's... Oh, nice grab, though. Hold it back. One thing that's really difficult for Peach also is that she cannot tech chase Sheik, like, at all. She is so slow, and Sheik's tech roll is so long that, like, it just doesn't work as, like, she can tech chase, like, spaces with, like, dash attack.
Ooh, interesting reverse back air there. Surprised not just going for the slap, but he's maybe trying to get the reverse back air into a slap air to finish off the stock. Ooh!
Oh my god!
Some incredible dash dancing and finishing that off with an up smash.
This dude is smart.
God, it was Polish's game this entire time, but Jflex wants this 3-0 so bad. Confused by that.
Not playing around right now.
Yeah,
He's
confused.
Like,
yeah, really confused by that incessant use of down air from the ledge from Jflex. He hasn't gotten anything off it any of these times, and that's probably gonna be it there. Yeah. Nice. All right.
Okay.
Here we go.
Last stock, game 3, boy.
Can Polish take a game? Is going to be out at 4th.
Oh my god, now he's forced on the ledge. Also, Sheik has... Oh, wait a minute, he kind of got lucky off the edge. Oh!
Slap.
No. I'm so afraid. Oh, dude, this is not looking good. Oh, this is not good. He needs to get to the floor, and he needs a juicy dash attack. Some people are like, oh, one down smash, but versus Sheik, it's really not one down smash, you know? Like,
ooh, that might be it. Slap?
That's
Slap gonna do it? Ooh, he's coming
so
back.
no up air.
Yeah, that's going to be it. Jflex, 3-0s. And unfortunately for your case, Nico, knocks the last Peach out of our bracket.
No.
Got no more expertise to talk